So I'm out walking today and I want to talk about something that I genuinely cannot believe is as widespread as it is. And that's people, grown adults, completely destroying their finances over going to Disney World. Not just overspending on a vacation, because we've all been there before. I mean going tens of thousands of dollars into debt, wiping out savings accounts, financing trips on credit cards, all of it just to keep going back to a theme park in Orlando. And before anybody comes at me in the comments, I'm not saying Disney is bad. I'm actually a pretty big Disney fan myself. I'm not saying people can't enjoy it. What I am saying is there is a very specific pattern of financial self-destruction happening around this place that needs to be talked about because it is way more common than most people realize. So let's first talk about just how expensive this has actually gotten. A single day ticket to Disney World right now, just to walk through the gate, runs about $150 to $200 per person. That's before you've eaten anything, bought anything, or done anything beyond just standing there. Multiply that by a family of 4, and you're already at $800 in admission almost. Once you add food, parking, lightning lane line skipping feature that they now charge for, and whatever merchandise your kids inevitably talk you into, and a single day easily runs $1,500 for a family of 4. And people aren't going just for one day. They're doing 5, 6, 7-day trips, staying on Disney property, doing full character dinners, after hours events, all of it. A full Disney World trip for a family of 4 is realistically $8,000 to $10,000. And a lot of these families don't have money sitting around, so they just put it on credit cards and figure it out later. That's where the problem starts. But the place where this goes from expensive vacation to genuine financial crisis is the Disney Vacation Club. This is Disney's timeshare program, and it is one of the most effective upsell operations I've ever seen. The pitch sounds smart on the surface. Instead of paying full price every trip for your hotel room, you buy in up front and get points to use year after year. Disney's sales team delivers this pitch right after you've had one of the best vacations of your life, when your emotional guard is completely down and you're feeling amazing. And it starts to feel less like a timeshare and more like a smart investment. Entry cost starts around $20,000 to the Disney Vacation Club and goes well beyond $50,000 if you get enough points. Disney has their own in-house financing, so you can walk out of a meeting with their sales team having committed to a $40,000 purchase on a payment plan before you've even fully processed what just happened. Then you have annual maintenance fees on top of that every year, whether you use it or not. And if you try to sell, the resale market on timeshares is pretty brutal. Disney's is a bit better, but the economy's not doing so well, as we've covered in recent videos. So you're locked into a financial commitment that was sold to you on the emotional high of a vacation. I don't care how you frame it, that's flat out predatory. Now for people who live within a couple hours of Orlando, there's a different version of this, the annual pass. You pay once and you get to go all year. On paper, it makes perfect sense. What actually happens is people start going every weekend, and each visit isn't free. You're parking, eating, buying things, and because you can go whenever you want, it stops feeling like a special occasion. It just becomes your Saturday, except your Saturday is costing $300 or $400 sometimes, depending on how crazy you go with meals, merchandise, all of that. I came across a story about a woman who had a pass for 3 years running. One day she sat down and added it all up. The passes, food, merchandise, gas back and forth to the parks, the occasional overnight stay. She got to a number north of $25,000 over 3 years. And she said the shocking part was that nothing ever felt like that much in the moment. That's exactly how Disney gets you. No single purchase feels outrageous. The cumulative damage only becomes visible when you actually look at the whole picture. And to be honest, most people never do that. And look, none of this is accidental. Disney is not stumbling into this. They have spent decades and billions of dollars engineering an environment specifically designed to make you spend more than you planned and feel pretty good about it. From the second you walk through those gates, everything is controlled. The music, the smells, the layout of the streets. The cast members are trained to an extraordinary level of friendliness. Nothing is random. The entire experience is calibrated to make you feel like you are truly somewhere magical. And when you feel that way, your normal financial judgment basically shuts off. That's why someone who would never spend $30 on a coffee mug at a regular store walks out of a Disney gift shop with $150 worth of stuff and feels totally fine about it. The magic feeling doesn't just affect your emotions, it also affects your wallet. And Disney knows this better than anyone. And the deeper reason people fall so hard for this is because real life genuinely is pretty hard right now. The cost of everything is up, the job market's stressful, there's a constant low-grade anxiety that a lot of people are carrying around every single day, and that's real. Disney sells you a complete escape from all of that. Inside the park, none of those problems exist. Everything is clean and happy, and the staff is really nice to you. You truly feel like a kid again. And for a lot of people, that feeling is definitely worth almost any price, which is exactly what Disney is counting on. Parents are the most vulnerable group here by a significant margin. And I say that with real empathy because I understand the pressure parents are under. There's a specific kind of guilt that parents of young kids feel about creating the right childhood memories for their kids. And Disney has positioned itself so effectively as the gold standard of those memories that a lot of parents genuinely feel like if they don't take their kids, they're somehow failing them. That emotional pressure is extremely powerful, and Disney exploits it completely. I've seen countless stories of parents who've drained savings accounts they'd been building for years. Parents who took on second mortgages. One couple I read about had been saving for a house down payment for years. They had a solid number put together, went to Disney once, loved it, went back, got pitched on the vacation club, said yes to DVC, and now they're further from buying a home than when they started. The down payment for that house is gone. They've got annual dues for Disney Vacation Club. They've got the financing payments, and that one financial decision affected the entire trajectory of their home buying. And here's the thing I want to say to parents specifically. Your kids are not going to be traumatized because you didn't take them to Disney World. I promise you that. What they will notice is if their family is financially stressed. What they will notice is if there's tension at home about money. A stable, secure household is a better gift than any theme park. Full stop. All right, so let me close with some actual practical stuff here because I think the Disney debt situation is really just a symptom of a bigger problem, which is that most people have no real picture of where their money's going. Most people I talk or read about have never actually sat down and figured out their real monthly spending number. Look, I'm not here to tell anyone they can't enjoy Disney. I sincerely love going to Disney World, and I expect myself to go back several times in the future. If you can genuinely afford it and it brings your family real joy, great, go do it. That's what money's for. But there is a version of this that has crossed way past vacation and into something that is genuinely wrecking people's financial lives. And Disney has built a product that is extraordinary at creating that level of obsession. The loyalty tiers, the annual passes, the vacation club we talked about, credit cards, and the constant new experiences pulling you back. All of it is engineered to maximize your spending. And in an environment where wages aren't keeping up in the United States, where housing is unaffordable and where the job market is completely unpredictable right now, going tens of thousands of dollars into debt for a theme park is a decision a lot of people are going to deeply regret in the long run. If this was useful at all, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss the next one. Drop a comment. Are you seeing this around you? People going way overboard on Disney? I want to hear from you. I'll see you for the next one. Peace.